Hello. So today we're going to be showing, I think it was a fun game. I don't know if I misplayed this really badly. I definitely think I made a lot of mistakes. I remember making a lot of item mistakes this game. But it's going to be a YONE Reaper game. So for those, what I mean by YONE Reaper is that I'm going to be re-rolling YONE this game. I think that reroll YONE is like the highest peak version of the Reaper comp in a lot of ways, just because it's like the highest way you can really cap with the board. Is if you get 3-star YONE and or 3-star Kindred, just because it gives you such a big damage buff. Here I play it because I'm contested, and the person that's contesting me Reapers doesn't look like they're gonna have any Yones on their board, so I'm kind of down to just reroll it because I find myself in a really bad spot. So I'm really curious how I play these first couple rounds. It's Anvil Buffet the Galaxy, so I should be able to make really good items. So I forget how I messed up my items so bad, or if I just got really unlucky with drops. That's what I'm really curious to see this game as a learning experience. But you know, obviously, even with the mistakes I made, it was a fairly, like, you know, it was kind of scary, but it was still an easy top 4, and it's still like a really strong variation of the comp if you're so allowed to play it in such a way. If you're playing Reapers and you're uncontested, going for Yone 3 sometimes, not in the situation that I did here, but it's a good play, a good way to play around some of these items, right? Before we get much further, we're just gonna look at the augment, and then I'll do the little message for you guys for the subscriber giveaway, and then we will dial in and try and focus up and figure out exactly what I did wrong in this game, because I kind of want to know. It probably wasn't much. I probably wasn't gonna place much better than I did, but I'm kind of curious if I absolutely like botched it, if that makes sense. So it's gonna be a good learning video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the content. First choices, we have Built Diff, which is really good nowadays, but I hate playing Built Diff if I don't have an upgrade to start, right? If I don't have at least one cost upgraded. Grim Harvest, right? Anvil Buffet, I can make whatever items I want. I already have a Kha'Zix, so I'm down to play like towards Kindred and Yone. Grim Harvest doesn't actually help out Reapers that much. If you look at the stats, it's kind of awkwardly inflated because the critical chance in the Omnivamp, Reapers really want attack speed a lot of the time. So it doesn't like, it's not making them really broken in any way. It's not like a broken augment. It's more so that like you kind of announce to the lobby that you're Reapers and everybody kind of has to follow suit with the fact that you're like forcing Reapers. But anyways, Sword is pretty good. I want to make a Bloodthirster, so I can make a Bloodthirster first, right? I'm down to itemize this Yone, and Edge of Night is really good on Kayn, but it's not necessarily that good on Yone a lot of the time. And I'm just going to hold my component Anvil because I'm kind of down to just sit for a second. But yeah, this is our early start. Before we continue, I'll just put the little message for you guys. Hello. So we reached our sub goal of 500 YouTube subs, so we're going to be doing another TFT RP giveaway. You must be subscribed, join the Discord, and then join the giveaway in the TFT giveaway channel. This particular giveaway will end on July 17th. If you want to know how to join the Discord, there is a link to my Discord in each of the YouTube videos. I'll also make a comment about it. You click it, it'll launch the app. You go into the Discord, you'll see that you join the Wolfgang Discord. That's my stream and Twitch and YouTube Discord. And then I have the TFT giveaway channel, and then basically you'll just go here, you'll enter the giveaway by pressing the button, and I believe there'll be I'm deciding, I think there's gonna be only one winner this time for 1350 RP. So if you would like to enter, please make sure to enter the giveaway in the Discord. And thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for the support. All right, let's dial in. So the first round started, then it's this Ornn artifact round. I didn't really get good Ornn artifacts for everybody. It's kind of awkward because I want to play a little bit. I try to put in Umbral, and I basically find 2 Yones here. So I'm already Yone paired. I feel pretty strong about my position right now. Because basically if I find like a singular Yone, I pretty much win most of the rounds leading up until the end of the game. So it's pretty nice. This guy's extended duel, so I know that there's going to be one duelist player, so they're going to be playing towards melee, but I don't have to worry about them because they can't really play Reapers with duelists, but you know, hint hint, nudge nudge, we're going to see some crazy shit later. But yeah, this Darius just has way too many items. My Kindred doesn't have an item, and yeah, I just narrowly lose. This Darius has like 1 HP. It really sucks because I want to win a lot of these rounds early just so that I can tempo level and try and, like, my board's really expensive, right? That's the problem, right? So right now I'm holding Saloon as well. I decided to just sell it for Econ because it's really difficult to like play around like these high cost units. But I have a 2 cost on my board, I have a 3 cost on my board, I have this on my board. Wait, did I sell a Yone? Didn't I? Oh no, I didn't have 2 Yone. Sorry, it was the mirror. I had the mirror. I didn't have Yone pair. I have Yone pair a little bit later. I don't have Yone pair yet. Sorry. Just to clarify, I don't have Yone pair. But either way, I'm holding on to a 3 cost and a 5 cost, right? Like if you look at my board right now, I could be making 20 if I sold my board, right? But instead I'm pre-leveling and I'm level 5, and I'm trying my best to like make a strong board. But like I don't have that much strength. This guy has 2 completed items because he got like the extra component from slamming, and he's level 5 already. So it's like the lobby is very strong, right? The lobby has a lot of like really strong boards, right? Upgrade, extra item, leveled up. Here what I do is I pop the component anvil, right? So the reason I pop the component anvil is because I have components open, and then I'm going to go on carousel, and then I can see you'll see that this component, I don't know if it's a bug, but the anvil will stay open while I go to carousel. So because I'm one of the earlier picks, I can then pick the item that I think I can complete an item with, right? I think this is where I make my first mistake in itemization. So I take a chainmail even though there's a Yone here. I'm not going to make steadfast. I should have taken something better. Like what item could I have made? I could have made QSS maybe, right? QSS is okay, so I should have taken cloak. Or I could have taken gloves and make a thieves gloves. Taking chainmail, I just kind of sit with an extra item for a while. And I think that's a problem because I know I'm going to take the Yone because the Yone pair is just so strong. If you hit Yone 2, you can streak so easily. But the problem is now I don't have a makeable item. And I even did the right thing by popping the component anvil first to see what the component is so that I can like properly judge. Just in case there wasn't a Yone there and I had to pick like a different item. And instead I take a fucking chainmail like an idiot. I think that's just I think I just panicked. I was really panicky this game. I don't know why. I think it was just like I think this was like my last game of the day type of beat. Like I was trying to play like 4 or 5 games and I already played like 3 of them. So I kind of decided like, okay, it's my last game. I'm super tired. It's really hot in my room, right? It's like 40 degrees outside and I have my heater on, aka my computer, because my computer just fucking gets so hot sometimes. And looking around, there's a lot of people that are very strong. We have extended duel guys very strong. I already played him though. The Senna guy doesn't seem that much of a big deal. But then there's this guy. He's clear mind, and he's holding on to Reapers, and he slammed Reaper items, right, on Kindred. Now, here's the main thing. Like, I'm gonna be contested Reapers, but that guy's spot looks so much better because once again, because I'm holding on to Kindred and I'm holding on to Yone, I am once again not making econ, right? I'm pretty broke. And I'm also pretty low HP, right? As you can see, some of these boards that are very strong, like this guy is a Laui and a Mumu, right? With a Spirits Guardian, so he has like a good combat. I'm literally like getting 4-0'd all of these times. I'm literally 85 HP. There's people with 100 HP, and I'm like, I'm the lowest HP, and I even won the first round, right? My board isn't even that weak, right? I think in respective terms, like, how do I phrase it? Like, I have a Kindred, a Yone, I have Grim Harvest, I have 3 Reaper, yes, it's 3 Reaper, whatever, but I have 2 Bruiser frontline. Like, I know I don't have any upgrades on my 2 costs, but it's like, bro, I'm getting railed by everybody. Because as much as I'm holding on to units, my board is just not strong compared to a lot of the other boards. And if you look at the Clear Mind guy, the Clear Mind guy is almost definitely gonna make it to level 8 before me. So if I don't have a lot of gold, it's gonna be really hard to hit this Kane. So, you know, I run into the dilemma of, like, if I commit towards this Reaper line, I don't even have an out, right? Sometimes when you're playing Reapers, you're like, okay, maybe I can just play for placements and play Duelist. But there's a guy that's hard committed Duelist that has a really good Duelist spot. So there's not really any other melee units I can play towards, and I already slammed, like, Bloodthirster and picked Grim Harvest Reapers. Like, I really don't have any options besides playing Reapers and being contested. And then if we look at it, there's a Shen reroller, which rails me as well. There's also a Kabuko reroller. So there's 2 hero augments in play, which means that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to spike very, very hard in stage 3. So if I'm already starting with low HP and I don't have that much gold, respective to the person that I'm contesting, I run into a difficult situation here of how the fuck do I play this comp, because I'm going to need a lot of gold. I'm going to have to get to, like, this board, which we'll talk about in a second, right? The way that I consider my best, well, actually we can talk about the boards now, but I just want to see my item drops because I want to see what the fuck I do that I mess up items so bad. Sorry about swearing, by the way, if you guys are too young for this channel. I occasionally swear, but, like, you know, I try not to. Let's see what I do. I know that I mess up my items so bad, and I don't remember what I did. And I'm just really, really curious on how I got into such a bad spot with items. So here, it's probably always, it's always sword, I think, right? Oh, this is probably how I just don't get a bow. I get a bow, though. Yeah, so I get a bow, and then I just greed Edge of Night. Is that what I do? Because I don't think Titans is good on Yone anymore. Yeah, because I want to make a Last Whisper, so I should just take bow. Right? Yeah, it should be bow. It should be Last Whisper for sure. Right? Because I need the Shred, and I think it's a little bit better than Even Shroud in this particular situation, because if I'm playing towards Yone. And then I buy a Loon, less than 40 gold, take out Kindred. A Loon's on the wrong spot. That's pretty bad. Do I narrowly lose this fight? Kabuko Reroller doesn't hit, but he's econ maxing, so he's slow rolling Kabuko, which I feel is one of the worst things you can do, but he has triple bis. Yeah, not bis, but he has like 3 full items on Kabuko because it's component anvils. I hate it when it's component anvils and people get a hero augment early. It's so annoying because I know that they're going to hit all their best items and it makes them so much stronger. It doesn't even give me a chance, right? If this Kabuko had like maybe 1 or 2 less items, maybe I can kill another unit, but it's not even close. Oh, I'm so... Oh, now I know... And then I probably just make the wrong item on Carousel. That's probably it. There's Prismatic Ticket here, but then there's Baboom. Baboom's broken on Reapers, by the way. It's not Bruiser. Prismatic Ticket maybe if I was committed to like a very, very strong reroll variation, but I'm not, so it is what it is. Let's go to stats now. So, let's go Team Builder, right? So when you're playing Reaper, this is like the little tutorial version of the video. I'm trying to push it in like different times of the video nowadays. And that's mostly because, you know, I've had 1 or 2 comments. There's like, maybe you should put it earlier, maybe you should put it later, maybe you should put it in a separate video. But I do like to have it in the video. I feel like it fits the nature of like talking about everything in respect to giving like a tutorial while doing a VOD review, as well as like talking about my mistakes and what I know and what I'm learning. I think it all fits together really nicely. Looking for Kindred. All right, so this is stipulated what your Bruiser Reaper board looks like, right? You have 4 Bruiser, 4 Reaper, then Dryad is just in because it helps Kindred. It gives a little bit of AP to Kindred, so she does a little bit better, and it also gives some HP to your front line, which makes the Rek'Sai sometimes a bit of a menace. Rek'Sai also stuns, so it can really help out your melee units in the front. And then you're playing 4 Bruiser because it gives HP to everybody. It also makes it so Silas can work as a tertiary carry. When you're positioning your units, you usually position them around Umbral. But a lot of times you're trying to make like these 3 units kind of work together to do a bunch of damage, right? But you're usually positioning around your Umbral board. And the main thing is that with your Bruisers, not only the Silas kind of pop off as an additional carry, you get some ghostly bonus damage with the Aatrox. And Galio, if you don't know how Galio works, Galio taunts enemies. So it works really nicely when your Kayn or Silas dives the backline. If your Galio times his taunt well with the Kayn or Silas, if you have good positioning to like where your Galio like circle hits the backline enemies, as well as works well with the Kayn and the Silas and even the Yone, then you can often de-aggro with the Galio, and then your Kayn and Silas and Yone just like absolutely delete the backline, and it happens like instantly, and you're like, what happened? And the game's over, which is really funny and really good. So the problem is I am contested Reapers, and as you can see, there's a lot of these 4-cost units that are really expensive. There's different variations of the Reaper board. I think even though Galio is really good, a lot of times if you're able to level up, what you end up doing is you cap out around this board where you play Morgana and Wukong, right? And then you like play like a legendary unit or something like that, or often you'll try and fit in Exalted. Basically you drop Bruisers a lot of the time if you don't have room to fit in the board, because the benefits that you get from Sage as well as Heavenly, because the Wukong gives attack speed, and all of these units really want attack speed, and then is also getting the crit chance, which also kind of helps a little bit. A lot of times you cap out your board looking something like this, right? If you can, you fit in everything, and everything's beautiful and wonderful, and you know, it's all fine. If we go to the stats Explorer, let's just go like just basic, like 4 Reaper, 4 Bruiser, and then let's go towards also I should pause this video right there because I know I make a mistake, and let's go back to this. So a lot of times, like when you're playing this board, it averages very high, right? It averages like a 4, just like having like, you know, basic board, right? But if you put in a Yone, right, let's say you put in Yone and you put Yone 2, right, it averages a lot lower, because a lot of times the high roll variation is the Yone 3, right? Obviously if you have a Kayn and you can stabilize around Kayn, it's really good, but Yone 3 is the real way to milk out, because even with Wukong and Morgana, they're not that strong on your board. A lot of times, if you're capable, like if you're uncontested, you can play towards Yone 3, right? If you're playing towards Yone 3, the items are kind of awkward on him a little bit. I remember it's hard to like filter everything, but when you look at the delta, obviously Infinity Force is one of the best items on Yone as well as on Kayn. That's why the Triforce augment is really strong. But in terms of the craftable items, it's kind of awkward because like I was debating if I make Deathblade or if I make Giant Slayer. But basically what I decided to do is, like, a lot of times if you're making Deathblade, you don't make Bloodthirster. I think it's just because, like, the extra damage works out better, right? So if you start with Bloodthirster... Oh, it's still Deathblade. Maybe I should have made Deathblade. Basically, because it's component anvils, I can put as many items on this unit as I want, and I can kind of make, like, BIS items, right? The idea is that, like... because it's component anvils, you get to pick your items basically. So if I'm playing towards Yone 3, which I will this game, I'll talk about it a little bit better. We don't look at like the very low sample size ones because those ones are just silly. But that's what I was thinking. It's probably like QSS. And then I wasn't sure if I make Deathblade or not because I want to use my bow and my swords for other stuff. But I end up making Giant Slayer, I think. Because I think Giant Slayer just works really well towards the Bruisers, and having AP on Yone is really nice. That's why Infinity Edge is so in Triforce or Infinity Force is really good, because Yone has like a nice AP ratio that also helps him out. If you look at the augments, Grim Harvest always like goes really high up, but a lot of times you just want attack speed, right? Pumping up is really good, so you really like to have bow items on different. I should put 4 Reapers here. Oops, let me put 4 Reaper. Just to filter it a little bit better. Heavy hitters is like, this is because it's Yone 3. If I put any, then usually it's Freaky Friday. It's just really good for item economy as well as Freaky Friday Plus. They're basically the same augment, just appearing at different times. They work out really well in order to give attack speed to the units. And even not today, Edge of Knights and getting a bunch of attack speed. Whenever you're playing a melee unit, having them in the front line, you constantly need them to have like uptime attacking. So having them uninterrupted attack speed a lot of time helps them to go like infinite and do a bunch of damage, right? Grim Harvest is really good, but it doesn't give them a lot of attack speed, so it's not like the greatest thing to give them. That's why things like Pumping Up, they always average very similar, and Tiny But Deadly also average similar. But Boom also is very minus delta, and it's a really good combat. I think if you have Yone 3, it works out a little bit better, if I'm not mistaken. 2.81. Yeah, it's pretty good. The reason Baboom works out really well is I know Baboom's really good on Kindred if you're going for like a reroll line. But the other thing is that Yone's basically like as soon as you do your cast, Baboom gives you 90% more damage, and it kind of aligns perfectly when Yone as well as Kayn, like when Kayn does his first cast, he transforms, and when Yone does their first cast, it's kind of like your whole Reaper board gets a bunch of bonus damage as soon as they start attacking. So Yone will like dive the backline and proc Baboom, and you'll be like really fucking strong. And that's part of the reason why it's really good. Anyway, let's go back to the video. So that's my thought process so far, right? Basically, now I'll just talk about like my mindset this game. I'm low HP and low money, right? So I don't think I'll be able to compete. I think the guy that's streaking is the Reaper guy, like the, or no, sorry, I forget who it is. It's one of these guys. One of these guys is the Reaper guy up here. I think it's this guy, actually. This Kokiri guy. And basically, I'm contested Reapers, right? But I'm also, like, very low. Because I've been holding on to, like, these Yones and these expensive units for much of the game. I'm basically in this awkward spot now where I don't have that much money. Like, I can't even level to 7 here without breaking Econ. I don't want to roll for a Yone. Even though I'm Yone paired, I don't want to roll for it. Because I'm kind of at a point now where it's like my health is so low and my money is so bad that if I roll for this Yone and I don't hit, it's like I want to hit level 7 and I want to Econ max, and I'm probably going to play towards Yone 3. Now, you might ask yourself, why are you playing towards Yone 3 when there's another Reaper player in the lobby? And the reason I'm playing towards Yone 3 because there's another Reaper player in the lobby, because the other Reaper player is Clear Mind. If you scout his board, he doesn't have a single Yone, and he won't be able to hold any Yones. The reason he can't hold any Yones is because he's Clear Mind, so he has to sell his entire bench. So he just naturaled really strong board at the opener, and it's kind of just riding it out, right? He's not holding unit pairs. He's not doing anything like that. He's kind of going to level 8, and then he's going to roll on level 8 and try and hit a bunch of units, right? Me, I'm pretty broke. I won't be able to compete with him because he has so much gold, right? He's a little bit more HP than me because his board was stronger, but he's losing a lot of HP because he's basically Econ maxing so that he has like 100 gold to roll on 8 or however much gold to roll on level 8 to find as many Canes as possible and stabilize around that. I might never see a Kane, even if I level to 8. I'm so broke. Just because, like, you know, I didn't consistently win streak. Now I'm finally lose streaking, so I'm recovering my econ. But I don't want to crack that econ. It would be a good idea if I wanted to save some HP to, like, hit a Yone 2 and I would have been stable for much of this stage. The problem is, at the start of the stage, I was so broke that it didn't seem like a good decision to me. I'm kind of on the idea here that I'll just roll on level 7 and I'll just roll for Yone 3. That's like my thought process. I think it's already doomed. It's going to be very hard to top 4 when there's players like this, right? We have a Shen, right? Reroll. We have a Kabuko reroll as well. That's going to be probably like 2 easily placing higher than me if I don't reroll. Because if I don't hit a Kane, if I level to 8 and I waste my gold, like the 50 or whatever gold to make it to level 8 and I don't hit a Kane, I'm kind of fucked. Like, it's over. Against these guys, they'll always... The thing is, like, this board will always punish you if you don't hit a strong unit, right? If I hit Yone 3, I can beat this guy every day of the week. Always. He'll never be able to beat me. But if I don't hit a Kane, right? If I level to 8 to try and play around Kane, I don't hit a Kane, I'm kind of fucked. So that's a problem. I'm also greeting my items a little bit. This was the main thing I wanted to say. On Carousel, I took this fucking belt. And I don't know why I took a belt. I think that was my mistake. So when I looked at the stats, I think if you have Yone 3, Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, which is what I already committed to my Yone, then you should make Giant Slayer, if I'm not mistaken, which I think I'll double check right now. But I remember it being different, right? Maybe I didn't put 4 Reaper in, so I was treating it as like an Umbral line, and it makes more sense with Umbral. So maybe that was my mistake. So I think I messed up. I think Deathblade would have been better on Yone. I know Deathblade's really good on Kane. But I think I have this illusion that, like, I always want to have an AP item, kind of, on Yone. And I think that's just because of the amount of damage that he does, right? So here, this is what I was talking about. Here, I'll show you right now. Let me just go stats. So see, this is what I was saying. If you put Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, Yone 3, it says Giant Slayer. And I rationalize that as being good. Now, Giant Slayer has like a very, very, very small sample size. So I would not suggest doing this. But in my head, I was like, yeah, makes sense. AP item. That's what I said to myself. And then I didn't get dropped a bow here. So I should have just made Deathblade. Like right now, I should have made Deathblade. I don't know what I'm doing, but I should have just made Deathblade. I'm kind of over greeting here. And this is where I kind of lose a lot of HP. And I think it's a problem. Now, I'm going to lose against this Kabuko player anyways. That's why I didn't slam the Deathblade. I kind of said to myself, yeah, like, I don't beat this guy anyways. Maybe I kill 1 extra unit. But I'm kind of down to just, like, greed 1 more turn, see my last augment, and figure it out. I found 2 Silases. I rolled a little bit on 7, right? So I'm high rolling a little bit in terms of those items. Call to Chaos is, like, a good way to, like, throw my game right here. Tiny but Deadly is the same, like, pumping up. You really want attack speed on these melee carries. So I'm down for just giving him as much attack speed as possible. And now I'm just going to fix my board a little bit. I'm 4 Bruiser. I'm only 3 Reaper. 4 Reaper is always the most important thing. I know I'm rolling on level 7 for Kane, but I'm trying to collect as many Yones as I can before the other people start rolling. Just because, like, my only way to top 4 this game, I think, is to have a Yone 3. If you're not familiar with Yone 3 and how strong it is, Yone 3 is fucking busted. It is so strong. It is so good. And trust me, it's probably better than most things you'll probably see in this game. I made Morello for Kindred because Kindred also does a bunch of damage. Ideally, I find a bunch of Kindreds here, but I haven't, which is kind of unfortunate. It's really rough when you're rolling for just 1 unit on level 7. Like I said, this is like a dire straight kind of game. It's like when things go really wrong, sometimes you just have to, like, kind of greed and hope that you just hit. And that's what I'm kind of doing this game. In all intents and purposes, this is one of those games where I kind of resolved to myself, this should probably be a bot 4. Right, it's kind of like I'm playing a very narrow game. It's like if I hit Yone 3, I can probably play for first, right? If, like, that's how strong it is in with my setup, right? Because I have triple combat, right? I literally have triple combat, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play towards this. I probably should have made Deathblade. I should have made Deathblade a while ago. It would have saved me a little bit of HP, and it probably cost me placements this game. I find the Kane, which is why I'm rolling so aggressively. I'm rolling to 30 every turn because, like I said, we're in dire straits, so we got to roll every turn. And now I can make Edge of Night, which is what I wanted to make on Kane anyways, which is why I was kind of thinking to myself, maybe I can just hold on to this bow. And then I want to make Giant Slayer on Yone because there's going to be a lot of those reroll. There's going to be 2 of those rerollers that I have to deal with, right? There's the Bruiser board where Last Whisper, or what's it called? Edge of Night would, There's the Bruiser board with the Kabuko reroll, where Giant Slayer would be really good because they're all Bruisers, so I get a lot of value there. And I also want to have a little bit of AP ratio because I want this guy to shield a bunch. So this is the other Reaper guy that was contesting me with Clear Mind. He's level 8. He has a Rakan too. Like, I don't know what's going on. And he's new recruit. And he took a Reaper crest. And he has a fucking duplicator. Whatever. But you know what he doesn't have? He doesn't have any Yones. So I'm 3 HP. Next turn, I'm going to send it. If I hit Yone, I top 4. If I don't hit Yone, I bot 4. I know this video might not be the greatest thing to show you. Look at it more for like, this is the strength of Yone. I made a bunch of mistakes in terms of greeting my items early. I know that that's a problem. Trust me. I was kind of like at the end of my wits at the end of the day. Long day. Very tired. And that's my main reason for it. If I was in a more logical mindset, like right now when I'm watching it and a lot of the other videos I post on this channel, I would have just slammed items earlier. In my head, I'm more so just thinking like, I kind of need to win out, so I need to take like the thing that looks like it's going to be the best. So I'm basically going to roll here as deep as I can. If I find some upgrades, I find some upgrades. If I don't, I don't. Kindred 3 would be huge as well. I found Silas upgrade, which is nice. So we're just going to rock the Silas. And I think I'm not one off Yone. I think I'm going to be one off Yone. Yeah, so I get another Yone. I'm basically one off Yone. Rolled to true 0 basically. Found a Galio, which I should probably hold on to because it's Galio pair. And then I'll just decide next turn. This guy, thank God, is weak as shit. He's playing like Sage Lilia, but he has no upgrades. He just missed everything. He went fast 9. Everybody in the lobby was already very strong. I mentioned it from the start, which is why I was very stressed because I'm looking at hero augments. I'm looking at people that have hit full boards. And finally, we hit somebody that's like actually like a reasonably weak board. And I have triple combat augments still. If I had slammed the Deathblade on the Yone earlier, I definitely would be in a better spot right now. But I just really wanted to make sure that my Yone gets a bunch of has a little bit of AP sauce so that he you know, does some extra juice. Ari's Kiss. Before anybody starts yapping about Ari's Kiss being like the reason that anything I'll tell you now, Ari's Kiss does not matter in this lobby to me. The only person that can really benefit from Ari's Kiss right now is me. The whole lobby was like giga strong anyways and maxing out their boards. So, you know, whatever. It doesn't actually benefit me. I'm still 1 life, basically. I just need to win one more fight here. I'm up against all the weaker boards now. This guy is just playing Kayn and Yone with a duelist board. I don't even know why. It's not a good board. You're playing duelist. Just play Lee Sin and the other dudes. What are you doing? You have an Irelia. Well, whatever. Sure. I fight Eternal Blade Shen. It's a Shen 3. But you can watch this comp with triple combat. You'll see what I mean by the Yone just kind of deletes everything. The front line is not good enough to deal with the damage that Reapers has. And he's a little bit behind tempo, this guy, because he's greeting. He still has like a lot of max econ. Look at this shit. He's just fucking dead. Even though he also doesn't have the best items, right? If Shen had like a Bloodthirster, you usually put a healing item on Shen as like the 3rd item. So you have like Gwinsu healing item. But he has Harm Assist, and that's the reason why, so it should be okay. But I have triple combat, and this Yone is going to be a demon, right? A lot of the boards that I fought before that I was losing so horrendously, it was because I didn't have 4 Reaper, and I also didn't have, also their boards were just illegal. They were just insanely strong, right? So I'm 1 Yone off. As soon as I hit this Yone, it's probably a win out. Now, I say probably because the only board that I think can beat me, if you look at all of these boards and what they can cap out as, the only board that can beat me is Kabuko. And the reason Kabuko can beat me is because the Kabuko player can get to level 10 and just slam in a bunch of legendary units, and then I won't have enough DPS because I'm too far behind, right? In terms of like my unit quality and my items and all of that shit. But if I make it to Yone 3, it's probably a win out, and it will be so funny. Because, like, I don't think anyone in this lobby thinks that I have a good spot. And I don't think I have a good spot either. But I'm really riding, like, the lightning here. I'm riding, like, the 1 HP thing. Obviously, and this is what I mean by if I made, like, a couple better decisions, right? If I made, like you know the things I pointed out with, like, early itemizations. Like, if I slammed a Deathblade on him earlier, stuff like that. And I saved a little bit more HP. I think it was, like, a guaranteed first, right? And I know that sounds whack and it sounds fucking crazy. And you might look at me and say, this guy's like, you know, he's talked about his room being hot. Yeah, he has a heat stroke. Watch this fight. Watch this fight. This is Kabuko 3 8th Bruiser. Kabuko Augment. Watch my Yone. Just watch him. Just peep at him. Ready? Watch the Yone. It's almost beautiful. Now, I fucking hate this unit. I've hated it the whole set. But they don't know my pain. This is forged in the pain. I know that this is going to win out. Look at that. It wasn't even close. The Yone wasn't even close to dying. Like, we just win out. We just win out now. It's over, okay? GG. You see these guys here? They're all quaking. They're all quaking because they didn't think that I'd hit. But the thing is, I knew that the only person contesting me is Clear Mind trying to go level 9. The Clear Mind guy is not holding Yones. Here I'm just looking for any, like, good item. Perfect. Now, the main thing that I wanted here was a Galio item, right? I know that I have a Cane, but it's only a Cane 1. I'm not looking for a Radiant Cane item, even though it might be better late game. What I need now is just a Giga Tank, right? Remember Galio, what I was talking about? Galio taunts, he gets the target, he gets targeted. I want Galio to be a Giga Tank, right? We have Silas with these guys. We need Galio Giga Tank, and Yone will get it done, right? If you don't know, the way Grim Harvest works is that on enemy kill, they gain the Omnivamp and crit chance. So this Yone is going to kill everybody. He's going to Grim Harvest his way to becoming Faker, the Demon King. And he's just going to fucking kill everybody here. Ready? Watch this fight. Do you think it's going to be close? No, I have triple combat, right? I have triple combat, Yone 3. It doesn't matter, right? All I need is this. Galio lives. Galio lives. Kindred, you do some extra work. You know, we love Kindred in this house. You know, she's doing her job, right? Everybody else on the board is you're cut. You're all shit. It's fine. You're just synergy bots. All we need is Galio, and then I got a level for one more Bruiser to help out my Galio. But we need Galio to tank, and we need Yone to go nuts. It's over. That's it. Don't worry about it, okay? Trust me, bro. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Hold my hand. We'll be fine. All right? The thing that's so good about the thing as well is like the movement speed increase is so insane with Tiny But Deadly. I know Tiny But Deadly isn't the most broken thing ever, right? It's not like how do I phrase this? It's not like as good as pumping up because the extra attack speed matters a lot. But Tiny But Deadly with this Yone, like, I swear to God, like, it looks so fucking cool. Because sometimes this guy, like sometimes when you're playing these melee units, they're, like, here, and then they take, like, a while to, like, walk over. And you're just, like, sitting there, and you're like, please, fucking move, walk faster, right? But then, like, in this case, like, he fucking zooms. Like, watch when he kills something. He, like, fucking starts dashing around. It's so cool. It's so funny to me as well, because I hate this unit, too. Ready? Bang, bang. Look, everybody's just dead. Do you see him go like... Anyways, it's probably a win out here. Like I said, the only person that can probably beat me is Kabuko. Because Kabuko, I can beat him now. But the problem is, when he gets to a certain point, the Kabuko player, is that, like, I don't know, like, if the Kabuko player is smart, what he's going to do to counter me is get a Lysandra. Because if Lysandra removes either my Galio or my Yone from the fight, I just straight up lose. I need them both to be permanently uptime. And he can also hit like an Irelia too. It's just really, really bad. So the Kabuko player, I think, always outcaps me unless he like Giga misses on his legendaries. Because when you get to level 10 with 8 brews, you can literally play any legendary. And I'm probably just way too far behind because I just don't... Like, I'm still level 7, mind you, right? Because that's what I mean. But this is what I mean. If you're in a bad spot sometimes, that's when it's nice when there's like some rerolls in the meta. Right? Like, Yone 3 being a strong reroll option is nice for situations like this, right? You don't often see people go for Yone 3 unless they're uncontested Reaper. But if you're in a spot like this where it's like, I don't know what to do here, I don't have enough money to, like, feasibly play a 4-cost comp, that's when rerolls kind of work out really well. This guy got really strong really fast. This guy's not very strong, right? He's 4 Reaper, but, like, the thing is, Reaper Crest doesn't really matter because you're playing like an extra dead unit. It's like, it doesn't really matter if you're playing Kha'Zix on your board or not, right? So I'm kind of down to just like, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm stronger than everybody in the lobby right now. Like this turn, I think I'm strongest in the lobby. We're fighting my nemesis. This is the guy that hard contested. He's level 9, right? He's probably looking for Wukong, and he's gonna put these Udyr items on Wukong. But he does not match my DPS because I have Yone 3, and Yone 3 is worth like half his board. You know what I mean? You see this? This is what I was saying, right? I even slammed like an extra item on Galio. I just want triple tank Galio. Galio distracts everybody. Everybody goes to hit the Galio, and Yone cleans up, right? I don't even care about Kane. If I hit Kane too, like I didn't even hit the units on my board yet, right? I have like I have like 2 upgrades. I guess I have 3 upgrades. These 3 are like my main core. I found Wukong. I'm level 8 though, so I don't want to drop Bruiser because I really rely on this Galio to tank for a lot. Sniper is an awkward fight, and so is this Shen fight. But I'm pretty sure I beat both of them anyways, because as soon as the Yone starts getting some kills with Grim Harvest, I already gave, like, that's the joy of having a double bow item, right? Last Whisper and Giant Slayer works really well here, because it gives him a lot of attack speed, and with the Tiny But Deadly and the thing, right? As soon as he casts the first time, you're just going to see he's going to go nuts, right? And that's part of that's also Baboom, right? Every other cast, he has 2 seconds of uptime of giga damage. But this is what I was saying, right? This guy's Irelia 1. As you can see, the fight's not as one-sided as before. It's getting a lot closer. My Galio's able to tank here, but that's only because he has only Irelia 1 as damage, right? So as you can see, I'm able to, like, make it work. But this is what I mean by this guy's gonna outcap me, right? He still has this duplicator. He's gonna hit Irelia 2. The chances are he's gonna be able to beat me late game. He might even make it to level 10 and then fit in a whole other unit. Right, he also has a Lysandra 2 already. If he starts getting items on Lysandra 2 and it just randomly deletes some of my units, that's really bad for me as well. So I think that's the only player in the lobby that's actually stronger than me. As you can see, this is the other Reaper player, by the way. This is a testament to how strong this lobby is. This is a guy that's playing one of the best meta comps in the set. He's playing 4 Reaper, 4 Bruiser, Giga Board, right? I'm sure you guys have played the set at least a little bit this patch, and you've seen how strong this comp is, right? I'm just trying to point out how much stronger Yone 3 is on the board, and that's why it's like the Giga Cap Out version of the board. This other guy, he has the whole board, right? And he's losing out to everybody. That's how strong that's how strong, like, you know, like tiers relative is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I'm playing the same comp as that guy, but he's losing out. Part of it is that he doesn't have like as good combat augments. That's true. Yes, that's part of it. But he also has like Kane 2, a whole frontline upgrade, level 9, Morgana, etc. Right? Like, he has a good spot. Look at this guy. This guy, I think he's 6 Warden. He's 6 Warden Ashe, right? Now Ashe is obviously better with Sniper, but like still, this is a strong ass board, right? And I'm gonna make it look like light work. I'm even on wrong side, by the way. The Ashe is like furthest away from my Yone. The thing is, I don't want to give up Umbral on Yone because I feel like it's so important. But yeah, look, my Yone's just gonna dash around, and yeah, this guy's just dead. Yeah, fuck it. This is what I mean by it was an easy top 4. And then look, the other Reaper player died. That's how strong this lobby is, right? The lobby is so damn strong. It's insane. So, like, you know, it worked out that I hit the Yone 3. Obviously, I high rolled it a little bit. But I kind of had to commit to it. And I did roll a lot of gold. And for the amount of gold that I rolled, I didn't even hit, like, Kindred 3 either. Right? I had, like, 0 stabilization points. Or an artifact is, like, whatever. Prowler's Claw is okay on Kane, by the way. It's a really bad item in general. But it's, like, okay on Kane. Now that the Reaper player died, I'm like, yeah, I'm down to roll. You know, I'm down to roll. This guy's exalted with Shen. Do I care? No. But yeah, I'm greeting this. I'm always putting him in the second row here because I don't want him to awkwardly just get deleted by like some unit, right? Like, imagine if he takes Shen aggro first and then Shen just stacks a bunch of Ghostly on him or something, right? I really don't want to deal with that. So I always put him in second row here. If you have like a Titan's Yone, a lot of times you put him in the front row just because the extra tankiness and just like general stats that it gives. But because he also has Last Whisper, I don't have to worry about Shred. Look at this, right? My Galio should taunt. A lot of people are going to target Galio. Yone just dashes around, kills everybody. GG. This guy, you know, see you later. But like I said, you know, as much as I'm making jokes and I'm saying like the game's over, as soon as I fight the Kabuko player, if he has Irelia 2, I probably lose. Straight up. I lose against the Irelia player. So my placement now is just determined by matchmaking. If I play Irelia, I lose. If I don't play Irelia, I don't lose, right? If I play Kabuko reroll, Lucky Paws, I lose. If I don't play Lucky Paws, I don't lose. It's just too much damage. I'm too far behind. Where a lot of these other boards, I can like kind of cheese around because especially like, you know, for example, like, well, this is the Kabuko board, so it's gonna be hard. But some of the other boards where it's like this Ashe board, for example, or the Shen board, right? The Shen board doesn't have enough time to ramp up because I just out DPS, right? This Kabuko board might lose to Shen because they don't have as much, like it's hard to say who wins in the Shen Kabuko or the Kabuko Ashe matchup, because a lot of it comes down to like if the Ashe or the Shen stack their Guinsoo faster than the Irelia does, then you run into a situation. Here, I have like a lot of damage, but I don't have enough damage dealers to handle like the rest of the units, right? So we'll watch this fight. I'm pretty sure this is where I lose unless I win and I have to fight him a second time. But yeah, it's just too many units to chew through, right? As you can see, my Galio dies here. You know, just cause, and then I don't know, Kabuko just one-shotted my Yone. You know, it happens. The Irelia as well, just damage. It's just a fourth. After all that, it was just a fourth. We were riding the happy train all the way up. But hopefully it was entertaining at least. I found it was a very fun game. I think that I identified properly to go for Yone 3 in that spot. But I was playing a very like sharp game, right? It was like very like, you know, I either was going to go 8th or I was going to go like 1st. And then it's just this guy, right? He also hit everything. Yes, Kabuko, plus he has Bruiser +1, which is really great. He has like all these extra units, Virtue of the Martyr as well, which when that starts proccing, it's miserable. But I had good matchup against this guy, good matchup against this guy. I outplaced the other Reaper player. That's not to like taunt the other Reaper player. I'm not like saying haha contested, you went whatever. He kind of went towards like this full heavenly variation, which I don't know. I think it's because he probably just didn't hit Bruisers. I think that I kind of high rolled into the Galio too. Because even the Kabuko player didn't hit the Galio, and it did make a big difference because it helped support my Yone. So yes, it was a very like little bit high roll, but you have to understand that this guy had enough gold to go to level 9. I'm pretty sure if he just rolled more aggressively on 8, he could have just like hit Galio before the Kabuko player as well, and hit like Silas and hit like the Bruiser upgrades. I don't know, but the lobby was very strong. This Kabuko player, I think, probably would win the lobby, unless the Shen matchup. The Shen matchup is awkward. It might actually beat the Kabuko matchup because it basically just comes down to like Shen and Ghostly stacks, right? If the Shen gets those Ghostly hits off in time, as well as stacks up his Guinsoo and then just starts one-shotting everything, then the Shen player wins. But hopefully that was enjoyable. Like I said, I pointed out all my mistakes. It didn't have to be as narrow as it did. If I slammed stuff like Deathblade earlier, that's like the main thing that I kept repeating. But I think if I slammed Deathblade earlier, I could have also rolled on 6 to try and stabilize to find a Yone 2. But that would have been a little bit risky. I might have not hit Yone 3 because I might have screwed up my econ even worse. But if I did like a little bit better of econ management, a little bit better of item management early on in the game, I probably could have saved at least like 10 HP or even like 15 HP maybe. And with those extra HP, I could have easily like survived against the Kabuko player and then play for like a top 1 in case one of them kills the Kabuko player for me, and then I have good matchups, right? This is a very easily firstable game. After hitting, it's just a matter of like, you know, I didn't put myself in the best spot for it. Hopefully this video was all inclusive, like kind of like little mini tutorial while also going over the line. If you're looking for ways to make your Reaper board a lot stronger, the 4 Reaper 4 Bruiser variation, and then also capping around on Wukong and Morgana is a good idea. But also if you're uncontested and you have a bunch of Yones, or you're collecting Yones for most of the game, staying on a single level and rolling for the Yone 3 spikes your board by a huge amount. And as always, if you're playing rerolls or playing towards melee carries, you really want attack speed as well as casting augments, stuff that really gives you those spike in power levels that you can keep up with enemy front lines and back lines, right? Because you're the one that has to deal with all that shit. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this was an enjoyable video. Tried to be as much of energetic as possible. I'll try to get back to streaming at one point, and hopefully you liked it. See ya.